Open by Andre Agassi is a book that on the surface doesn't seem like a great book to put into classrooms. However, I'm going to show you when you dig deeper into this book, you can find a lot of valuable lessons that can be taught. I'll also be using the Board of Education's learner profile to exemplify my points. The tennis ball. This green, fuzzy, 2.7-inch diameter ball is the icon of the sport of tennis. Well, except for this one. One's ripped, unusable, destroyed. Destruction is loosely affiliated with the term hate. And hate is something Andre feels a lot of toward tennis. Especially because his father has forced him to play ever since he was 4. However, the one thing that he's hated more than tennis is losing. Andre made it his mission not to lose. However much he hated tennis, he hated losing that much more. Tennis was a necessary evil. He worked himself beyond his breaking point in order to prevent himself from losing. He did something he didn't want to do to the best of his ability in order to avoid something he really didn't want to happen. Kind of similar to how students view school, don't you think? They don't like school, but their parents would kill them for failing. So, students will excel to the best of their ability in order to prevent from failing. This dynamic creates a space of relatability between the students and Andre. Identify, pursue, and persist in achieving personal goals? Check. Exhibit a strong work ethic? Check. Andre vividly expresses his hatred for school, and I know that sounds like an awful thing to have in a book to be put in classrooms. However, in the end of the book, Andre does shed some light on how necessary a good education is. He even starts a pristine academy for students in the worst area of Las Vegas. He knows how important school is from his own experiences and creates a safe haven for kids from around the area from whatever craziness is going on in their lives. His students have to recite a code of respect that states, "The essence of good discipline is respect. Respect for authority and respect for others, respect for self and respect for rules." It's an attitude that begins at home, is reinforced at school, and is applied throughout life. Andre goes from being a troublemaker turned dropout in high school to a man who drives home how truly important school and respect are. Contribute to the well-being of the community? Check. Importance of preparation for college and career readiness, and communicate responsibly and effectively through reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Andre adds in his book the papers of some seniors that he has write that talk about their story throughout school. And he uses the emotion that's brought out in these essays to trigger a kind of guilt trip feeling and show how crucial college can be in some of these people's lives. Check and check. Integrating social studies, develop awareness of national and world issues and events and their impact, understand and respect one's own culture and other cultures, interact effectively within various cultures. Well, Andre takes us through his travels around the globe, through his encounters with Nelson Mandela and George Bush, stays in the White House, visits the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, and the Sydney Opera House, among other things. He gives bits and pieces of culture from all these different places to show the readers how vastly diverse and cultured our Earth really is. Check, 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 and check. The final, and in my opinion, the biggest lesson this book teaches is accepting responsibility for one's actions. Andre openly admits in his book that he took part in doing crystal meth. And around that time, however, he failed a drug test and wrote a letter to the ATP stating that his soda had been spiked by his assistant Slim, who was known to do that and had a history of drug abuse problems. He did this in order to avoid suspension and continue playing. He now openly admits to doing crystal meth because he feels like it's the right thing to do and he just wants people to know the truth. Now, there are 3 checks driven from this one. The first being accepting responsibility for personal actions. given. Advocate for self and or others. Good. The other, develop and maintain positive relationships. See, Andre was at a point in his life where he was very, very depressed. And he resorted to drugs and quote-unquote friends who were druggies and other people that were detrimental to him in his career for comfort. However, he was able to rebound thankful to people who were good for his life, like his trainer Gil, his coach, older brother, childhood friends, and who would eventually become his wife in Steffi Graf. Now, speaking of Gil, Andre did talk quite frequently about the intense training that he did with Gil to prepare himself for tournaments. So, I do believe this book gets another check for maintain wellness and balance in life. So, why should this book be put into classrooms, you may ask? Well, isn't it obvious? Oh, you don't see it? Here. Look at these 13 check marks. All 13 of the 21 possible on this profile. This book teaches readers many life lessons that are beneficial to them in the long run. And most importantly, that you aren't defined by what's happened to you. You're defined by how you overcome what happens to you.